Hi and welcome back to the bush camp. And what you've got, or what you can see, is completely down. It's on the floor. There is a reason for that, and I'll tell you in a moment. As you can see, the weather's bitterly cold. It's dropping well below freezing when you go out the top of the hill back over to my place, dropping down into the valley here. It's a little bit sort of like warmer, but that snow isn't sticking. It's like a wet snow. So I've put a tarp up because I do know this is due to turn into rain. So I want somewhere dry I can get out of it. I may have a fire to warm myself up in a moment. I don't know. But the shelter, it was compromised by dog walkers walking along the track. Their dog came into or over the brow, and basically where it came in, where I wouldn't have assumed it would have, dogs being dogs I suppose, it was stood there watching me. It went back when it was called, but it just got me thinking all it would take is a dog walker just to follow the dog, and I would be in line of sight because it was so wide and high. It was sort of like nearly 10 foot wide by 6.5, 7 feet high. So it was blatantly on display. So what am I going to do about that? Well, I'm going to do something just that next step up from a survival shelter, and that should keep me a low profile and well, yeah, a bit more stealthy. But I'll let you have a quick little look around here in a moment before I crack on. Right then, I've got my tools just hanging up on a tree so they're safe and not lying about, because it's easy just to lose them in this environment. But yeah, I'll bring you over here. I've got Bracken on a chain. I've explained it before in my other videos. If he was left running wild, he'd just be gone. So I've got him on a kind of 10-foot piece of small gauge chain. It's tied around a tree. He's digging and doing what he wants here. He's loving it here. So here, Bracken. Yeah. So he's doing everything he would be doing, just that I've got some control over him. I'm surrounded by livestock and fields, so I'm not taking no risks with him smelling a deer. Poof, he'd be gone. So yeah, he's happy. He's doing his thing. And I've actually put a tarp up because you can hear it. It's actually turning to water dripping out of the trees, and I just want somewhere I can get out of it and have a coffee. And when this does turn to rain, I've got somewhere I can actually look after myself and not get, because it is still cold. It's going to turn to rain, but it's cold. I just want somewhere I can get out of it, basically. Now let's crack on. Right then guys, I've finished, and I have a structure. I'm not sure how I'm going to waterproof it, whether I will include any artificial or non-nature items to waterproof it, or whether I'm going to just go and do a traditional using the natural environment around me. That will be for another day when I come down, but I do have a shelter. And yeah, I'm quite pleased how it's turned out. I haven't invested any real money in this other than a couple pounds worth of cordage. Everything else has just been sourced from here, so it's worked out quite good. But I'll let you have a look. Well, there you go guys, you can see one side view of it. I'm trying to utilise the flat ground that I do have here. I am actually on a rolling slope. It stopped snowing, but we have freezing cold winds, and I think it will rain shortly. It's really gloomy. But in any case, no money's been invested in this, just a bit of cordage. Like I said, I don't know how to waterproof it, as in I know how I can waterproof it, but I don't know what choice I'm going to use. It's been made pretty much to degrade quite quickly. I haven't used any paracord or things like that, quite simply because, like I've spoken before, I want to allow it to degrade. But there you go. It's got the traditional survival shelter cross frame there, with a single strut bar rolling down inside of it. Obviously a survival shelter wouldn't be of this size. It would only be about 2 foot. This is getting on about 5 foot high at the top, at the apex. But it's worked out pretty good. All the logs are stacked on each other, so they're not going to just peel off, even though the cordage isn't of any, you know, substantial weight bearing material. It's doing its job, and yeah, it's not looking too bad. I'll bring you around this side here. And I haven't invested too much time in this. The thing is, as I bring you around the back, and this would be the end we get hit with the wind and rain. And there's a nice point there to deflect all that weather, I think. It's just to waterproof it, but that's for another day. Right, I'm going to get in. There's not going to be much light. Well, there'll be light coming through the gaps in the logs. But you probably can't see, just see my Wellington boot moving around down there. And I've got enough room to get my head down and be out of the weather. Right, I'm here in the apex. I'll let you have a look. Now obviously, like you say, I've got the support strut. I've made that strong enough to take the weight, because that is the one that's taking all the weight, and that's the best quality bit of wood I got here. But yeah, it's worked out pretty good. There's enough room, like I said, for me to get right out of it and get bracken in beside me when we stay down here. But that's for when I've, you know, weatherproofed this shelter. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. I'm actually starving though. I want to get home and get something to eat. Enough coverage here, so I'm not going to get any wind or rain on me. There's enough room for me to be, you know, be able to do anything I want to do here. And I can even get a tarp out over here. And in the winter, when it's really adverse weather conditions, I may even just put a tarp door on it. I probably will, just to close it in. I'm probably not going to close this area in fully, because once you start enclosing something in, that's when the creepy crawlies like to come in and make it their home. So yeah, I'm going to there's still lots to do to this shelter yet. Good boy. Just going to get my coffee, then we're going home. Well, I've got a coffee. Somebody shooting in the woods just opposite. But in any case, Bracken's looking to go home. He wants his dinner. It is late afternoon after all. I'm starving. You know, coffee can only cut it so much. But that shelter, I'm really pleased. It's up. I'm going to windproof it, waterproof it. Still, like I said, making my mind up how I want to do that. And then we should get down here and do an overnighter in it and see how we fare. But yeah, it's been really pleasant to be out here. We came down sort of like mid-morning, and it's kind of gone around to sort of like mid-afternoon now. So I've spent enough time here, and I've got a craft fair I've got to set up for tonight, a 3-day craft fair, which means I'll have to go out, set my stall up and everything. People run it, we walk away, we just leave our stock there. They take a commission, but I've still got to set it all up and get it ready tonight or later this evening. So the trade-off is basically I'll be working tonight for being out here, but that's just life. And yeah, I think Bracken's looking to get off home, so I'm going to pack up and get out of here. So yeah, all that's left to be said is thanks for coming along on this one, and I have actually got my bushcraft shelter done now. So thanks for coming along, sticking this one out with me. It's been a long time coming, the bushcraft shelter, but it's there now. So yeah, this is Andy from Hidden Valley Footpaths. Take care, stay safe, I hope to catch you guys out on the trail.